I was at the Collision conference in Toronto last week and wanted to make a video to highlight some of the neat and special things about the conference. Before going any further, I want to thank all the event organizers. I know a lot of planning, coordinating, and hard work is put into these kind of events. All the volunteers and staff were extremely helpful and they did a great job in executing the conference. One thing I really appreciate about Collision is that they really manage the space very well. They strike a balance between startup booths and big brands without having one tower over the other. There's plenty of space to walk between the booths, and being that it's an Enercare center, there's plenty of space to work with. But I think overall they did a good job with the floor plan in making it inviting for all the attendees to explore everything that the conference has to offer. If you are in the startup world or you have a startup of your own, having a booth of Collision is definitely something to consider. There's a good amount of space in the conference devoted to a lot of startup companies, and it's a great way for these startups to get exposure. I met a lot of cool people doing some amazing things. I also had the chance to sit down during one of the startup pitches. Kudos to the individuals who presented their business plans. They all did a great job and have some really cool projects. The pitches ranged from e-commerce to food supply to surgical tools. The one that stood out to me the most was an app that can uniquely identify dogs, and I'm probably biased about that one because of my dog, but seriously, they all did a great job, and I look forward to hearing how they do in the future. One thing that really stands out in the conference are the stages. You have the main stage, of course, but then you also have other small stages where they bring out speakers and panelists as well to be able to discuss certain topics about going on in tech. Of course, this year probably the main topic being on everyone's mind was AI. You could not take two steps anywhere in this conference without hearing a conversation about AI or having one of the talks be about AI. But I really like the fact that there were stages spread out throughout the conference because it really makes it worth exploring. And if you were like me and you had no plan for your day whatsoever, then it makes it very easy for you to be able to navigate and go through and kind of discover things as they're coming and happening about. But if you do want to plan your day at the conference, they do have an app that is actually really useful for being able to see what the agenda is in such a large space. They also have this very neat social feature that allows you to connect with people and companies directly on the app. One gem that I came across while walking around at the conference were the roundtable discussions. I had the opportunity to sit down in one of them where we got to exchange ideas with attendees, and we also had a moderator leading the discussion. Shout out to Alyssa Cohn, who did a great job leading the roundtable discussion that I was in. I will certainly be reading up on her book and also connecting with some of the people that I met at the workshop. Last but not least, there's also a great line of food trucks outside in the conference, and of course, who could forget the swag bag, my favorite goodie of all time now being the GitHub cat plush toy that I received. But than that, I highly recommend checking out the conference when they're back in town in 2024. If you are in the startup world, it's definitely something worth considering to be a part of to have some exposure. And if you just want to go as a general attendee, definitely worth checking out as well too. I mean, it does give you a good exposure to a lot of things that are happening in the industry this year. Like I said, one of the main topics, or perhaps the only topic, was really just AI in general. But you have everything there from EVs to even cloud platforms. Google was there, AWS was there, a couple of startups within the medical field, e-commerce, all sorts of things for everyone to be able to enjoy a good day in tech. Thanks for watching.